Hey guys, it's Devin, and today I have a makeup tutorial over what you see on my face. I decided to do something similar to the double wing I did in my NYX Liquid Suede First Impressions video, so I just did that but went with purple on the eyes and matching on the lips as well. That's basically all I have to say, so let's just jump right in. I am going to start out by doing some color correcting today, so I'm just going to take the pink toned concealer and apply that all over my under eye area, as well as around the mouth where I have some more green and blue discoloration in my skin. And that's just really going to neutralize the skin and make it so that I don't have to use as much concealer or as much foundation. Moving on to concealer, I'm just using my L'Oreal True Match Concealer as usual. I'm just going to apply this all over any areas that I know I'm going to need a little bit of extra coverage, and then I'm just going to blend this out using a flat foundation brush, and I've really liked this method lately because I feel like it doesn't absorb as much of the pigment or as much as the product into the fibers of the brush, so it leaves a lot more of that product actually on my skin. Moving on to foundation, I'm just going to apply that normally, just apply it all over the face in some sort of strange tribal pattern. And then I'm just going to blend that mostly in downward strokes with a flat top kabuki brush. Don't use this on your brows, just don't. It smears and it's not very good, but it's what I used, so showed you anyway. And then I'm just using my NYX Brow Mascara, which I do recommend because I always use this. I feel like the pencil was just a little too red for my brows too, but you know, it's always a work in progress. So now moving on to setting my face, I'm just going to apply my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder all over the eye area where we applied that concealer just to set it, and also all over the face. And then I'm going to do my little faux baking method, so I'm going to take a large amount of that highlighting powder and pack that all under the eyes, and then also under the hollows of my cheekbones where I will contour later, just to kind of brighten up that area a little bit more. Moving away from the face for a moment, I'm going to move to eyes, and I'm first starting out by applying a matte taupe eyeshadow into the crease, just to act as a transition shade. And then I'm going to deepen that up with a darker brown matte eyeshadow. I'm just going to blend these two colors together using multiple blending brushes until basically there aren't any harsh edges and it is seamless. I will be using the tape method to achieve this double wing, so I am just sticking that to my hand first to loosen up the adhesive so it doesn't pull on my skin. I'm just going to apply that on the eye at an angle like I would a winged liner. And then I'm going to take the Espresso shade out of the Lorac Pro Palette, which is just a really dark matte brown, and using a pencil brush, I'm just going to lightly apply this in the outer corner, brushing inwards. The really great thing is you don't have to worry about precision because the tape is actually going to create that nice sharp line for you. And then I'm just going to blend that out until it is blended nicely into the other shadows. How many times am I going to use blended in this tutorial? Let's find out. So now I'm just going to do some brow bone highlighting, and I'm just packing the matte white shadow on my brow bone and then blending that out again because, you know, you gotta blend. Just keep blending. Now I'm just saying it to say it. Blend. Look what I'm doing. Guess what? I'm blending. Yeah. Step away from the blending brush for just a moment, and now I'm going to do my cat liner. So again, the tape makes it so that you don't really have to be super precise on the outer portion of the wing, so I'm just doing a moderately thick line across my eye, as one does, one being me. I'm going to pull this to reveal a questionable line, and usually this happens, so I'm just going to use a bit of concealer and a small concealer brush just to kind of blend that out and make sure that that angle is as perfect as it should have been in the first place. Now going into the light pink, and this is something I meant to do before I did the eyeliner, but you know, I didn't. I'm just packing that all over the lid area and then just going to reapply that eyeliner just to make sure that it is as pigmented as humanly possible. For the double wing, I will be using a Colourpop eyeshadow in the shade Daddy. This is just a really nice matte cool toned purple, and I'm just taking that on a very small angled brush and just applying that right next to the black eyeliner. And now I'm going to move on to the lower lash line, so I'll be using a pencil brush to apply the initial taupe shade all over the lower lash line. And then I'm going to deepen that up with a little bit of the Sable shade that we also used in the crease, just to give it a little bit more depth. And guess what's next? Blend. Just do it. You know you want to. Now I'm going to be taking the matte black from the palette, and I'm just going to take a very small detailer brush and go right under that purple very carefully and kind of thread that underneath the eye as well, just to make it very consistent and wonderful. And then guess what? You're going to blend it out even more. And now I'm just going to highlight the inner corner using the shade Nude from the Lorac Pro Palette. And now I'm just going to do a quick coat of mascara just to coat the lashes like I always do, because your girl gonna be using false lashes. Just make sure you really lengthen and separate those lower lashes so that they have a nice contrast against the dramatic lashes that I'm gonna be using today. And I'm going to align my waterline super quickly with my NYX Wonderpencil just to kind of open up my eyes, make them appear larger. The lashes I'm going to be using today are the Koko Lashes in the style 102. These are just super long lashes and I think they're pretty great. So I'm just going to apply the House of Lashes adhesive and then just pop those bad boys right on my face. And now we're talking. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush away any of that excess powder that did not somehow get absorbed into my skin, and then you can even tell that it already looks like I've slightly contoured my face, which is kind of the point. It's pretty cool. So now I'm just going to go ahead and grab the contouring shade from that same contouring palette and just carve out my cheekbones as well as go along the sides of my nose. Moving on to my highlight, I'm using Sunset Junction by Wet n Wild, and I'm just going to apply that using a fan brush to all over my cheekbones and the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose as well. Probably my Cupid's bow too, don't know if I showed that. And then I am also using the blush out of the same trio, and I'm just applying that on the apples of the cheeks and brushing it backwards. Now I am using my Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Ayesha. This is a really cool tone purple that actually matches the Colourpop eyeshadow pretty perfectly. So I'm just going to very carefully line my lips with this product because liquid to matte lipsticks are scary. And then I'm going to set my face, and that concludes this tutorial. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. If you like this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. There's a link to do so on the screen, as well as links to all of my social media accounts, and that stuff is also down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.